Despite all my rage, I'm still a halfling in a cage. It's really playing games, the Extinction Curse. I'm your GM, Gungeon Master. I'm a Game Master, Graham. Joining me is Sarah as Petra, the Tiefling Magus.
Hey.
Brian as Faith, the Tiefling Monk.
What's up?
Garrett as Fabian, the Cat Folk Rogue Clown.
Hey.
We also got Ross as Oarshisk, the Lizard Folk Swashbuckler.
Hello.
Also, Ross as Marion, the Half-Elf Oracle.
What do you do?
And Patrick as Horatio, the Half-Elf Wizard.
I'm from the circus, and I'm here to help.
Hey, wonderful! Because you all have been requested help from the mayor of this little town of Abberton. So y'all had a rough night last night. Many things attacked you and hurt you very badly. Plants and malevolent animals, and then there was some grigs that just wanted to play some music. But luckily they came to your aid when this halfling, this malevolent halfling woman in a rat headdress came through, and she was commanding these rats, these hordes of rats, this giant rat, and saying that crazy things like nature is getting its revenge, we need to cure the cancer that is Abberton, monologuing and doing the villain stuff. And she attacked you. However, you all, with some lucky rolls, some good crits, managed to just knock her the fuck out. And managed to incapacitate her and apparently apprehend the person responsible for all these wild animal attacks and responsible for the death of the ringleader, Myron Thunder Stendhal. You placed her bound and gagged in the glass container, the glass box that Mordain uses for her act, and put her in the middle of the ring on a constant watch, constant supervision. She woke up briefly, but Horatio put her back to sleep through magic, and then come to the next morning when you've all kind of had a little bit of time to rest and recoup some of your wounds and injuries. This whole assemblage before you comes out of the woodwork. Mayor Aber tells you that this is not an isolated incident, that there have been things going on around Abberton recently, and pleading you as adventurers and apparently capable folks to help in some of these circumstances. We have that there was a wild boar attack recently. The miller and her family are missing. The sheriff is missing. And the mayor says if you can help with some of these things and figuring out what's going on, he will go and talk to his friend Harlock Hamdeal, who runs the Hermitage of Blessed Lightning just outside of town. Because apparently this follower of Gosra and this may be connected, may have some connection to the halfling woman, and figuring out what's going on. So we join you back. It's the morning. You also have the professor and the other members of the Sideshow of Everyday Wonders. Gitteron Elbus, the Bearded Man, Tahala Road Watcher, the Tattooed Woman, Hesper and Matas Jaxus, the Unjoined Twins, and Cubby, the Dog-Faced Dog. The mayor has kind of spoken his piece at this point, and he says, unless there's anything else you need me for, I'll be making my way and making my preparations to go to the Hermitage. Looks at you all for any more last questions or anything you have of the mayor before he departs.
Of these tasks that you assigned us that we totally agreed to and we're super gonna do, was there one that was more important than the others? Where should, what's the most important one we should do? Sounds like someone's wife was missing. That might be pretty important.
Well, the miller and her family, her name is Sarah Houghton, and her husband and her daughter are missing. They're pillars of the community. The mill is one of the most important gathering places. All the farmers around Abberton use it, and no one's seen them for a little while. That's important, of course, but in terms of if you're trying to be strictly practical about it, I suppose the sheriff missing and our law enforcement currently being at 0 is somewhat of a problem, and probably something I, as the mayor, should be somewhat concerned about. So I maybe suggest starting there, but it sounds like that your fine professor here and these other friends you have assembled have gathered some information as well. I will leave you all in their very capable hands, and once again, I am indebted to you all. Thank you very much for any assistance you can provide. Good day now. And Mayor Aber puts on his hat and walks out of the tent.
I would like to take out my journal and my pen so that I can take notes.
The professor says, each act here has assembled some information this morning, gone about between last night and early this morning to investigate some of these things the mayor has said. Gitteron has gone to apparently a local watering hole, gathered some information there. Tahala went by, the miller's house? Tahala nods. The twins, it seems, they were hearing some rumors about an orchard in town, and then the cubby here went by the church in town. So if each one of them has a lead, and whichever you are interested in talking to, they can provide you more information. I have some things to attend to. Mostly, I believe there's some plans in motion of what to do with Thunder's body in some kind of funeral arrangement. So I will make sure that it is well preserved until such time that we can give him a proper circus show send-off. But I will be in the tent should you need anything. And the professor kind of nods and walks away as well. So you have the 4 acts here from the sideshow, and each one of them has a different kind of bit of information. So it depends on who you want to talk to first.
Just as a general question, is Cubby, the dog-faced dog, weird? Like, how would people react in town?
So he is a talking dog.
Right. Was that as unusual? I mean, there's magic, right? So like.
Right. So it is less weird than it would be in our world, where we would be freaking the fuck out. It is like, oh, that dog talks. How strange. People are a little off-put about it. It's not super common for animals just to be able to converse and have conversations, but it is not just appallingly weird.
Okay.
Well, what did we get her on? What did you find in the watering hole?
Get her on. Pipes up. Had to use some of my less savory accents and mannerisms to go by this establishment they call the Mad Mug. It's a little place, but you know, all the folks there are just like simple farmer folk and are just gonna go around and talking to you kind of like this. And so I had to get real down and dirty with it. My voice had to kind of take this little slang to it, and they call them, there's a group there that's crime, sorry, I'll get to it. There's this group, the local crime organization, the small gang, I guess, they call themselves the Muggers. But it's not, because they hang out at the Mad Mug and not because of robberies, apparently. I don't know. But apparently, they drink all day, cause some trouble at night. The sheriff's been trying to break up this gang for a while now, and there's a chance that they may have gotten a little reckless and maybe brave enough to do something about it. Now, they didn't admit anything outright, but they were, kind of gloating and celebrating last night that the mayor has been missing. Or not the mayor, sorry, the sheriff. But yeah, just outside of town, Mad Mug. Give it a whirl if you get a chance.
Does it seem like they were capable of kidnapping or disappearing?
There's
or
kind of
murdering the sheriff, or is it or are they taking advantage of their good fortune?
hard to tell. There was a few of them that seemed to be kind of your normal rank and file rabble, just farmers who get a little too drunk and a little too aggressive. But there was this one dwarf woman who looked kind of nasty, and also she had a pet goat inside the bar with her. So she's the one I'd be a little wary of. Apparently she's the leader. They call her Pruana Two Punch. Didn't talk to her; she was a little much for me. But you know, those dwarfs can be awfully mean and surly when they get down to it. You see Gitteron, much like Graham, likes to show off different accents and voices a lot, needlessly. So that is his whole shtick. Is being able to impersonate different
Do
people.
they sound like good accents, or do they sound put on heavily?
I don't know, Ross. How do my accents sound?
They sound great.
Yeah, they sound really great.
Taking a note here, rural Andoran.
Yeah.
Rural,
Accent.
sure. Oh wait, sorry.
So yeah, Gitteron kind of nods and says, "All right, best of luck. That's all I got."
And Tahala, something about you went to the miller's house. Did you find anything? Any tracks out into the distance?
Tahala steps forward. She says, "I went to the mill, yes, and I looked around and did not see anyone there. It seemed unusual, but the mill was still operating. There was still water running through the wheel, and it did not seem that it had been abandoned for long or abandoned on purpose. Also, I couldn't help but notice through the windows a loud buzzing sound. It sounded that there were many wasps or bees swarming throughout the interior of the mill. I did not proceed further because of that reason."
I'm gonna I guess ask Horatio if he can ask her if they sounded like large wasps or like normal sized wasps, or some kind of magically, kind of what we've been dealing with so far.
As you sign this to Horatio, Tahala kind of picks up and just kind of nods along with your signing. Says, "It sounded as if there were many, a great number of these creatures, a hive perhaps, that is inside the mill. I did not see any large figures through the windows, but as it was early in the morning, I did not have good light."
In my notes, I write swarm.
Well, let's not go there till we're all healed up.
We are all healed up.
That's right.
We're not all healed up.
I'm not.
Not everyone is
I will die.
fully treated wounds currently.
I have 4 hit points.
Yeah, so let's see. Fabian, Faith, and Marion, and Petra are still under the wounds cooldown.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But it's only 10 o'clock in the morning, so maybe you got some time.
Wait, I thought I healed myself.
Yeah.
You did. It's just you still have the cooldown for when you
Oh,
treat wounds
okay.
again.
I thought you meant I had a wound. I'm like, but I got full hit points. I should know.
I have timers now. I can
So you I just can't treat wounds on myself.
Right. You, Fabian, Marion, and Petra. Tahala says, "I'm sorry I could not provide much more information, but that is hopefully helpful and informative as you start to look for the miller and her family." And she kind of nods and goes off as well.
Well, that one sounds more related to what we've seen already. An orchard.
Hesper and Matus Jaxus, the unjoined twins, they start talking in kind of this, quick together sentences, finishing each other's sentences. Says, "Oh yes, we heard in a talk in the town that there was this Hemima woman. Oh yes, older, grandmotherly, matronly sort of woman. Yes, of course, and she was attacked, brutalized by a boar. She ran, of course. Yes. Who wouldn't? And she's unhurt, thank goodness. As for the boar, it's been spotted in an orchard and on the east side of town, and it's not alone. Apparently, there's a whole brood of smaller boars that are just as nasty, as ill-tempered as their mother. Oh, it's absolutely dreadful. Oh, but if you have to go and do something about the boar, maybe you can save the babes. But if you can't, of course, I mean, it is nature and can be cruel and thoughtless sometimes. Yes, indeed it can. But apparently this boar was responsible for attacking this whole woman."
Well, in stories I've read, boars are really quite brutal.
Quite.
Mm-hmm. Ugh.
That also seems related.
Brutus.
Yeah,
These animals are acting very strange.
I wonder if we should interrogate our captive about some of these.
The unjoined twins say, "Oh, well, if there's anything else you need from us, we'll be on the circus. Yes, of course. Don't hesitate to come visit sometime. I know you proper circus folk have your own shtick and whatnot, but we like to see you every once in a while in the sideshow. Yes, of course." And the unjoined twins quickly scurry out, and then patiently waiting there, just kind of sitting around, looking, occasionally doing the side to side. Cubby comes forward. I believe that leaves me last of all.
Is he walking on all fours, or is he like?
He's on all fours typically.
Okay.
He can go on.
I was just wondering because I'm picturing him like walking like a human, but
he looks like a dog.
Okay.
Fully like a dog, like a beagle. So.
Can I pet him, or is he gonna like? If I pet him, what does he do? Is he like? Rrr?
I just ask it. You ask for permission first.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. You may pet me.
Can I scratch behind your ears?
Sure.
I'm gonna scratch him behind the ears.
I appreciate that. Oh, but I suppose I should tell you what I saw. Well, I took a stroll through town and went and heard that there was a place of worship, a religious church here. But it is not one to Gosra, but rather to Abadar. And so the Church of Abadar, they call it the church, the Golden Laws Church, somewhat in the middle of town, just to see if there was anything of interest there. I passed by, and apparently there's a graveyard in the rear of the churchyard, and I smelled something foul, something rotten back there. I did not go further and to investigate. Perhaps I should have, but I kept on going. Sorry, this seems to be the least pertinent to your investigations, but it is what it is, and I'm of some concern. I will leave it to you what you want to do with this information, but let me know if I can be of any more assistance. I do have the unique advantage of being a dog.
I want to know like what he means by rotten. Like, would it be as a rotten outside of rotting bodies in a graveyard or something?
I do have a keen sense of smell, and unfortunately I do believe it was rotting flesh. Pungent though. Usually when it is buried underneath the earth you can smell it. It's quite strongly, but it seemed overwhelming almost.
Ooh.
Did it sound like they were moving?
I thought I heard sound of human footprints, or footfalls rather. It sounded like there were a few figures pacing back through the graveyard, but I did not see them, and I couldn't really hear anything else besides. So, not really anything else out of the ordinary, I'm afraid.
So we are not going to the graveyard.
Sorry, I can't.
I think we should go to the graveyard.
I was going
No.
to say we should go to the graveyard
Oh,
first.
graveyards are lousy with ghosts.
Yeah.
And you can see something unseen is tugging at Marion's hair.
Just gonna go straight out like that for a second.
Marion.
Cubby says, I see that this is maybe a family dispute, so I may just go now.
Thank you, Cubby.
Thank you, Cubby.
Of course. Again, if I can provide any more assistance, please don't hesitate to ask. And Cubby trots out of the whole tent, leaving the lot of you alone with your thoughts.
But no, even ignoring the ghost thing, the miller should be our first target.
I think the sheriff is more important because if we get the sheriff, we can then turn in the prisoner, and we don't have to worry about her anymore.
Yeah, but
We could accomplish 2 quests.
listen, the muggers are small time. They're not going to You know, they may have abducted the sheriff, but they're not going to hurt him.
Her.
They're not going to hurt her.
I want to know if the rat woman knows anything.
The halfling?
Yes.
Sure.
I mean, if she's at all connected to any of these things or not, and if she's not, then obviously we need to find the source.
Mayor, you're good at being scary, right?
Yeah, I'll go talk.
Bring out your spooky ghosts.
All right, so you wish to try to go back into the circus tent, into the cage where this halfling woman is currently being held?
She
Yeah.
knows about boars or hornets or whatever.
Uh-huh. Okay, give me 1 second. I want to look at that thing. Because her art is cool as shit. Alright. So, you all return back into the tent to the place where you found her. And you see this halfling woman.
God.
Staffless. The staff has been taken from her,
Wow.
of course. And she is bound. And the gag is somewhat slipped. It's kind of off, but you can see her lips are dried, cracked, and a little blood spatter from them. Her hair is all this kind of tangled, this hood partially covering her face. As you go in to the tent, you see that Mordain is there, and she's just looking just all out of sorts. She says, "I can't believe they still have this woman in my box. I understand the severity of the situation, but it's still my box. Can't you Twitter and I don't know, don't you have like a little cage or something? Oashes, don't you sleep in like a box or like a wooden crate or something? I don't.
As a matter of fact, we do have a cage.
Oh,
She's currently inside of it.
that's not what I mean. Oh, I'm going to have to go take a
You're-
constitutional. This is just awful.
Listen, you're benched anyway. We'll give it a deep clean before you
I can
work
still.
again.
I can push through the pain and perform at any time. I am a consummate performer. But I can tell that my opinion isn't valued around here.
I'm gonna say, why don't you just take this opportunity to just relax and, have some of your beauty potions and treat yourself, And then once we get her to where she has to go, then you can have it back and then you can perform your wonderful show.
Oh, Petra,
Again.
you're such a darling. I think I will. I'll take a little stroll out and get some fresh air. And then maybe when you've come back, you will sort this all out. I trust you, Petra.
Yes,
I trust you.
get your beauty sleep.
Oh,
We can always
get
lock
some
her up with
fresh
Mr.
air.
Tickles. I mean, she seems to be friends with animals.
I'm leaving now. Goodbye. And she promptly, at the mention
That
of
might be a bad idea.
being locked up with the snake.
Yeah.
Because, like, if the druid lady made the snake go crazy and then escaped,
Yeah, you've seen that
we'd have two problems.
she's kind of in the middle of the circus tent. There isn't anybody or any animals or anything else around her. And she's kind of like, it's a long distance to get to any kind of exit around there. The roustabouts are occasionally going through. Some of them are like fixing up the undersides of bleachers. People are sweeping up and making sure things are clean. That the snake, Mr. Tickles, seems to be doing a little bit better, but is still a little sick. And Eliza's kind of like taking him back and is in the back, inside the tent, but tending to him pretty much. As you approach the glass box, the halfling kind of one lazy eye looks up at you and just scowls, and you can see the eyes beady, much like a rat's. Just growls at your advance.
I tap on the glass. Good morning, sunshine. Had a bit of time to stew, have we?
she's still bound, but she's still gagged mostly, so she's just like.
Hey, Petra, is there anything that you can do about that?
To get the, I do
Sure.
think I
A
can't. I
ghost
have
hand
mage hand,
or
but does I can't tell if it's prepared. Does that mean it's not prepared?
No, it means you have it, but not prepared.
Okay.
I will then cast Mage Hand.
All right, hand kind of goes, and what do you do with the mage hand?
I will untie the gag.
Okay, kind of goes behind. Gag kind of falls off. She's like, why haven't you killed me? Why the hell haven't you stumped me out like you did my rats? You're not gonna get
Because
anything from me.
If we killed you, I would not hear the end of it.
Freaky ghost boy and your freaky ghosts. I don't care. I'll come back. I'll come back anyway, no matter what you do to me. I'll come and find you, specifically for killing my rats.
Listen. Please kill me. But first, you have to think about your future. This is a circus, after all, and, well, circuses are home to all sorts of freak accidents. But, maybe, you answer a few questions of ours, and we can make sure that, you stay out of trouble.
Sure. How many murders do you want me to attempt to confirm? How many things do you want me to attest to? Because I did it all. It's all me. The death of Abberton is my fault. She just looks at you all.
Spent much time at the Church of Abadar, then?
Church. Heretics. Sinners, every last one of them. Abadar and his precious vaults. He's basically the reason for cities. Ugh. Stay as far away from there as I possibly can.
Yeah, I'm gonna sense motive on basically everything that she says.
Sure. What's your perception bonus?
My perception bonus is 4.
Okay. A little difficult to read. She does seem to be just malevolent in the extreme. It's not a far jump to think that she would admit to certain things that she maybe even didn't do. But as far as when she says the stuff about the church, this is a kind of like, hint of disgust in her voice. But it's a little hard to read just because she is being so intentionally malicious right now.
Right. But as things look right now, I don't think that she had anything to do with whatever's going on at the church.
Or did I?
Shut up.
When am I going to be released from this glass box?
When I feel like it.
Your friends seem pretty broken up about it. Are you sure she's going to be okay?
I think it'll be fine.
She's really just a drama queen. You get used to her. Well, you
Someone
won't
else?
get used to her.
You're
what have
kind
you
of a
been-
drama queen yourself.
I wouldn't
Pretty
know.
smart to attack the city's grain supply like you did.
You're talking about the miller. And her precious family. A gardening dolt of a husband and a stupid bratty daughter. Oh yeah. They're not long for this world. Oh no, they're not.
Yeah, I was thinking that we should head over there, take care of those snakes.
Yeah, clock's ticking, ghost boy. Clock's ticking for all of you.
I want to know, like, why kill Thunder? Why kill any of these people? What purpose does that serve?
Why is that lizard making so many hand motions at me?
I mean, she established that last night. She was gonna, murder the entire circus, and that was going to send a message to
Yes.
everybody.
Such colorful bodies on display, and that big loudmouth one had to go first because he would have blabbed to everyone else. Ugh, such loud and annoying.
For what ultimate purpose, though? Why does she hate everybody so much?
She just kind of furrows her brow. There's who you are. You're a cancer. You are the problem, and I am the solution. You are the overgrown herd, and I am the culling.
But aren't you just contributing to the suffering of the world in general by killing people?
One of you, I assume, kind of translates a little bit for Oarsha's. And she says, nature will grow back. If enough die, if enough are wiped out of this world, then nature has a chance to breathe again. Sometimes that requires doing things that are rather unsavory to you, of lesser wills. But me, no. I have some inspiration. Someone very smart who came by and told me exactly what I had to do, and then I did it.
I knew that you weren't working alone.
You can go and talk to the other weaklings at the Hermitage, but they're not going to give you anything. They're too scared, and that Harlock, bleh, coward, absolute coward that he is.
All right. Anyone else have any questions?
Seems
think
pretty straightforward to me.
Yeah. Don't choke now.
Goes back and her. She just keeps frailing and doing her hands and rubbing it against. There's like dirt and blood marks kind of smeared against the glass now, where she's trying to rub against it and rub against something, but she can't find any purchase whatsoever. And once more, you leave this miserable halfling woman to her fate in the cage.
Should we get over to the miller's place?
Looks like I'm preparing prestidigitation tomorrow.
I think so.
Alrighty.
Whether or not she was telling the truth or whatever about a time limit, I think, I would rather not.
Oh, I don't think that
Maybe.
she actually knows what's happening with the Millers. I think that she knows the Millers, but she didn't have anything to say when I misspoke and said the snakes rather than the bees or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
She's seems like a zealot to me.
She seems like a vulnerable pawn in someone else's game.
Alright, as you
I actually think we should go to the Mad Mug.
well, as you leave the back of the circus and debate where you want to go, you have gotten a little bit of information and have been in town just about long enough so you kind of have an idea where things are
Ooh.
in relation to each other. So Abberton, not terribly large, not a terribly big city. So this is kind of you can see this is your token of where the party
that our
currently.
token?
It
Yes.
sure is.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh, I thought that was part of the circus.
It is. We are.
I mean,
Oh, like a giant inflatable waving arm thing on the
Exactly.
tent.
Yep.
That's
So you all
that's a
can
really
see-
good idea. That's how we can attract more crowds.
No one can
A
resist
big
those.
balloon. Yeah. So
Has helium been invented yet, or discovered?
probably
Has
not.
helium been invented?
Discovered.
Helium
Hasn't been
been
discovered yet.
So this is Abberton that you can see. So it's about 10:30 in the morning. Both Marion, you are actually by this point everybody's treat wounds has expired at this point, so everyone can have wounds treated again if you want to spend some more time trying to do that or not. And you can see kind of different locations around here, and this is just based on the information that the Sideshow of Everyday Marvels folks told about you. There's the Golden Lost Church kind of in the middle of town, the mill a little bit down the river. The orchard is where they've heard that this boar might be lairing, and then the Mad Mug is that establishment. Also not pictured here, there's one shop in town that is called Sufjan's Sundries. So if you want to do any kind of shopping, that is the main place to do it, is the general purpose store and kind of the only real place of mercantile here in the town.
I'm just worried about the Millers. What if you're wrong and they are in trouble right now?
That's what I'm saying. The sheriff? I don't think they're in immediate danger.
Who
So
wants to be
I'm just questioning
healed first? Or
Horatio who wanted
treated
to go
first?
take care of things.
Me, please. Give me a punch.
Do you want a big punch or a small punch?
I want a.
How many hit points are you down?
If I had to describe myself, I would say I'm a solid 50%.
Okay, that sounds like a small punch to me.
I'm gonna go ahead and heal myself. Or
Ugh.
try to.
Okay, so
That's a
treating-
7, which is a failure.
Treating Fabian, so
Ouch.
So Fabian, it's not a crit failure, so you don't lose anything. It was
No.
almost.
Nice.
so Fabian and Marion treats
I
themselves.
definitely I have like very low health right now.
So that's a crit, so you get more than 2d8.
48.
Oh, I get 48, but it doesn't matter because I was only missing 4 hit points.
Well, in that case, you couldn't possibly have missed it.
So that's 10 minutes where you try to treat those wounds. At the end of that 10 minutes, Marion feeling much better. Unfortunately, Fabian not feeling super great. Does anyone want to... I think Petra is still down hit points if anyone wants to try to help her out.
And do you want to, or should I, Marion?
You do it.
Okay.
If there's anyone else who is only missing a couple, just low. I've forgotten the word.
Low on hit points.
I feel comfortable healing the people that are furthest away from dying.
Okay.
Low priority heals.
Yeah, I'm like 4 hit points away from dying, so.
Well, I guess I'm not in immediate fear of dying.
So Faith, you gonna try to treat wounds on Petra?
Sure. Aha! There we go. I succeeded that time.
Yay!
I did not crit though, so you only gain the 7.
Okay.
I wonder if I should change the macro so it doesn't roll the crit damage. The crit success. Yeah, it's more fun this way.
So a little bit better.
Okay, well, I'm not, like, yeah, I'm 12 of 17, so that's not too bad.
Alrighty. By this point, you kind of had some time to fix yourselves up. It's about 11 o'clock or so. Bright day. It's October, or the October equivalent in the world of Galarian. So is Moon Day the 12th of Lamachan, 4720. So it's a little cool, but not super cool.
So off to the mill then.
Into the
No, we're gonna
user
do the Mad Mug first.
Well,
I think we should do the church first, but I understand the other
The
one's
church
probably
has
more important.
nothing to do with this.
The benefit of the church is undead should be destroyed.
Exactly.
If they're even undead.
Now,
there. For all we know, just some poor stewards spilled their lunch, and that's what Cubby smelled.
Mill first, church second. Compromise.
Fine.
Well, you can always wait outside of the cemetery.
Alrighty. So the group decides that, kind of dribbling back and forth for a bit. All right, we'll go to the mill.
I think that's what happens when a group of 6 has 4 options.
And everyone wants a different thing.
Okay. Doesn't take you too long. Abberton is not a very large town at all, but eventually you do make it to just outside of the mill. All right. So you can see you are coming from the south side of it. There's a river up to the north, and behind the building you can just barely see it from this side. This large water wheel is turning slowly with the current, and you hear this kind of grinding sound from within. So you see that there is on the east side this kind of like low fence, this wooden fence that's surrounding this garden. It seems like there's some pumpkins and maybe some other vegetables and stuff growing in there. There is a door over on this side here that goes into the building. You can see that there is a single door that is over here. And there are some windows, but they are kind of almost opaque and clouded over, so you can't really see in there. Even from out here, you can tell that what Tahala said was correct. There is a faint buzzing sound in the air.
Thinking back to what was said, was it ever said how long the Millers have been the Millers family's been missing?
So let's see. What you gather, it's definitely been like a few days at least that no one has seen them. People don't go to the mill every day, so it could have been there's like a certain period of time where it's most likely to have been, but it's at least a few days.
You don't hear their ghosts, do you, Marion?
Do you listen for ghosts?
Yeah, I'll listen for ghosts.
Okay. Just the ones that seem to be tugging at you, always present, there, lingering in the back of your mind. The normal
Nope.
ghosts.
Just the usual hangers-on.
I'm gonna
Marion's
question.
hair goes up again.
Would he be able to tell if they? I'm gonna question him basically. Would he be able to tell if they were dead or not?
You know, that's an awfully good question, and as soon as I find out, I will be sure to let you know. I don't know how this all works, okay?
Interpreting this between the two of them, Horatio shrugs.
I also shrug.
Anyway, I look in any window that is available.
So you have to get very close to the window. There's a couple on either side of the door there. Actually, there's one right here. Wrong thing. So there's a window in that square, and then there's a door in this square. So looking through the window, you have to get very close to it. What you can see inside, Marion, tough to say. It's really clouded over, but you can kind of see the main, milling device. You can see where the wheel comes in, the shaft, and the gears that turns there. You think you see like some boxes or something over there, and You think you can see the door that goes to the garden. It's this double door, but other than that, you can't really see anything from inside. It's just so, opaque almost.
Hello.
No response.
I'm gonna peek over the fence.
Sure.
Is there anything in the garden?
Make
I don't
a-
know, giant bees or something.
What's your
Or
perception
people.
bonus, Faith?
Perception is 5.
Okay. Faith, you look over and there doesn't seem to be anything kind of crazy about it. You notice that it seems like, he has either like a vegetable garden with some kind of netting on it, like he's trying to protect certain vegetables from pests or something. So you see kind of that, and you see the double doors, but these vegetables and these plants look pretty healthy. They look like well-tended garden, but nothing else.
And
besides that.
there's a door that leads into the.
Yeah,
mill?
there's double doors right here,
Okay.
Are they closed? Open?
closed.
How tall is the fence?
The fence is only about 5.5, 6 feet tall. It's not very tall. You can kind of see through it. It's just wooden slats that are fairly spaced apart.
Can I vault the fence?
You sure can. It's you don't have to roll for it really. It's easy enough to just kind of.
Okay. So I want to move up to this door. I'm not opening it yet.
Okay.
Kind of waiting for your stair signal, and I want to be quiet. I want to do that thing where I'm stealthy.
Okay. Go
It's called
ahead.
no.
What's your stealth bonus?
7.
Ooh.
Okay.
It's my best skill.
If we want to be careful, I can open the door from a bit of a distance.
Oh, that might be
Probably
helpful.
be a good idea.
Go for it.
Any other preparations anyone else wants to make?
Ooh, maybe I will try
Wanna be
to
scouting till
stand
we
by
get
the
that
door
nice
entrance
one.
in a pouncing kind of stealth in case something comes through. I can try to stealth attack it as it exits the door.
All right. So you guys
Entirely unknown for Cat.
you get ready to spring upon the door and get ready. Faith, you crouch down there next to the door and are kind of ready to do it. Orashisk, you so a few things happen. Horatio, you send the mage hand to the door, and it goes to open the door, and it stops for a second. You're like, huh, that's weird. You kind of tug on it, and the door doesn't seem to open. Oarshisk, you kind of look over at Faith, who's crouching down there small against the door. Oarshisk, what's your perception bonus?
My perception is a 6.
6, sure. Okay, you look and notice that the nets Faith saw earlier aren't nets. They're webs. And you notice that at the exact moment that 2 massive spiders jump out of hiding and go toward Faith. Everybody roll perception for initiative.
Oh boy.
Can our stealth persons roll stealth?
If you were hiding...
I was not, but...
I think it was... actually, Faith, I want you to roll perception because they got kind of a surprise jump on you. So it's you noticing in time, oh shit, I'm being attacked. They noticed you for this. So let's see what to do.
Perception.
Oh.
Oh no, Fabian.
Oh,
Okay.
that's rough. I wasn't expecting them to come from there. I was really fixed on that door.
Oh no, I didn't do any better. I did 1 better on the dice.
Alright. So
Oh no,
before
we all
initiative
rolled.
is rolled, they get to about there.
Well, Faith is ready.
Luckily,
That's good.
Ooh, they rolled garbage. Initiative.
Well, did they roll more garbage than us?
Real hot garbage. Who are we missing?
Did I not click myself? I
Okay.
thought I clicked myself.
That's alright. I'll pop
I
you
got
in
a
there.
17.
17 for Horatio.
Oh, because you rolled perception, not initiative, maybe.
Oh, god damn it.
All right. So there's a yelp, and luckily your quick senses notice as these spiders just suddenly are coming down, coming in your direction. Faith, what do you do?
I'm gonna take a step forward.
Okay.
I am going to flurry, so that's 2 punches on the spider.
Sure.
Punch number 1.
Faith is the kind of person, like, when you come up behind them and scare them, she just immediately turns around and punches whoever it is.
It's like, fuck.
I mean, does an 11 hit?
11
I punch
does
near
not.
them, I guess.
No, you kind of go and the spider recoils for a second.
Try again. How about a 17?
A 17 does hit.
Cool.
5 points of damage.
And then I'm gonna run away for my third action. I guess I'm going to try to jump the fence.
Sure. It is going to be actually in the heat of the moment. I will say, make an athletics check to vault it.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem. It's just an extra 5 feet of movement for you to hop over the fence.
Okay. So that was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I don't want to abandon you completely. But I do want to abandon you completely. I'm going to go over to here. And maybe you can take that and also retreat? Just saying.
All right, Faith, you run away from these.
I found some spiders. They're
Spiders?
really big spiders.
Yes.
Yeah,
Horatio,
however, not hornets and they're not snakes. So
they are spiders.
they are spiders.
So, Rachel, you see these 2 spiders through the fence. I'll say if you're targeting some spiders on the other side of the fence, they are going to have some concealment from that. So,
I can't actually see them from where I am. I am going to 5, 10. I will move there, and then I will cast a spell that does not care about concealment. Electric Arc.
all right. So, targeting both of them then in that case.
Yep.
They zapped one of them. Okay, the one that was injured by Faith's punch, make their reflex save and succeed, and the other one will succeed as well. So they'll each take 2 points of electricity damage. Zip zap! Spiders shock out a little bit, but otherwise seem all right in seeming advancingly on your direction. So that was Horatio. Petra.
Okay. So I can't even see. Which way are the spiders?
This way.
Okay. So I'm gonna move so I can actually see. Okay, there I can actually see. You said how? You said the fence was how high, and it also was like entwined with like.
So the fence is about 5 feet high.
Mhm.
You can see through it, but on the other side they have concealment. So it's a flat check to see if you hit them.
Yeah.
And then there's webbing that apparently is around there. What Faith kind of mistook for some kind of net to protect plants is actually these spiders have built these webs in the garden.
Okay. I'm very tempted to just set the whole thing on fire, but that's probably not the smartest thing, so I won't. I'm gonna do a ray of frost at the spider.
Okay. You kind of stride forward kind of shooting through the fence. Pew! So go ahead and roll your attack first. And you're targeting the injured one or the one that hasn't.
We'll do the injured one. But
Does not matter. You kind of try to send a ray of frost through there, and it does not seem to strike. It's the fence, and one of the fence boards just kind of like is completely encrusted with frost. No effect, unfortunately.
Okay.
Spiders look angry. Marion.
Couple of points of order. Ties go to the monsters in this edition.
Oh my god, we have a three-way tie. Holy shit. Thank you for your honesty. Appreciate that. I will remember that as the spiders come and try to feast upon your corpses. The spiders, they have a couple of preys that are right over there. So, let's see. That's okay. Yeah, they are going to climb over. Yeah. Yeah, okay, here's what's going to happen. This spider is going to climb over to about here and kind of like hanging off the side of the fence over on that side. Then it is going to fling a web at Orashisk first. So, does an 18 hit your armor class, Orashisk?
No, because I have a shield. I got a buckler.
Alright, she kind of like just kind of put it up. It's mostly a dodge, however, as the sticky web comes and just sticks against there tries to stick you basically. And then it's gonna shoot another web at you. So web number 2 is less. It's a 15. So this tries to sling webs in your direction unto no luck. So the other spider is going to come up and is going to come up and over and hanging kind of on top of the fence now in melee striking range. It is going to strike out with its fangs at Petra and Awarshis. Just the spider starts to climb up on the fence, snap at you. So it's going to make a fangs at Petra.
Was it a crit?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it is. I don't know why I keep doing this to you.
Every time you look,
You look over to her too, and you're like,
I didn't even look at him. I saw his head turn. I'm like, yeah.
So that's 8 piercing damage.
Okay, I'm back to 4.
And I need you to make a fortitude saving throw.
There it is.
Question.
Yes.
I have this thing that I just saw on my character sheet, although it just froze, so I can't actually look at it. It's called Warding Sign.
Mm-hmm.
It's a reaction,
Mm-hmm.
and it gives a +2 circumstance bonus to the triggering saving throw. I don't know if does that help me? What does that do?
I think it does. Go ahead and click it, because I think the full description says what you can use it against. So it's a saving throw against a magical effect.
Okay.
So specifically a spell or something of the like.
Or
this
a
is
curse.
Just or a curse or something
Okay,
like that.
so
This is just a natural spider venom.
Okay, that's fine. I just
Potentially.
No.
I'll say
Wait, what was the check?
fortitude save.
Okay.
17. You kind of feel the poison start to enter your veins and you just kind of force it out. You see some of the shadow that you fight with squeeze the poison back out and away. So we'll take this chance as Orashis, you're trying to fling away these nets. These fangs also lash out at you. And get an 18 to hit, which I don't believe does. So you're kind of like, these you carry off with the buckler as the spiders try to attack you. Now,
I wasn't sure if I should take the buckler, but I am so glad that I did now.
this buckler is MVP. Marion, now it is your turn.
I am taking out my crossbow and I'm going to shoot at the clear shot I have.
Yep, that one's good. That's outside the fence. Ooh.
And the shoot.
24. Yes, that will hit for a single point of damage. So glancing blow, but you do manage to hit that slider.
Then I reload. And I'm going to shoot again. That's -5.
All right.
So a 16.
A 16. A 16, unfortunately, will miss.
Dang.
Just goes past it as you try to send off 2 crossbow bolts real quick, but to no avail. So that was Marion. And Oashisk, on to you.
Okay, I'm gonna try something because I'm a swashbuckler and I have to try things, right?
Sure.
I'm gonna jump up on top of the fence and balance on it.
Yes. Cool. So that is definitely the balance act
action.
of the acrobatics skill. So I'll
That's
say
right.
do that, but that will definitely give you some panache to succeed.
I have the steady balance feat, so if I roll a success, here I can just click it. Bam.
Maybe if you roll a success bounce, you get a critical success. All right, cool.
Oh, you're not flat-footed. Nice.
Not flat-footed either. Yeah, so go ahead and make that balance check.
Let's see. It is an acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
There is an acrobatics.
10.
10. Okay. Okay. So I will say this. You get up on there. It's a failure, but you don't fall off of it. Instead, it's just kind of like there's not a lot of weight to hold you up here. So it's just one action to get up on top of the fence. So you're kind of balancing there, but it is unfortunately not enough to give you the panache because it is a fail check.
And if can I try again to balance? That was another action.
Yes, I'll say if you want to just do like, some kind of, move your tail around, basically do a little bit of a twirling motion to find better footing, I'll let you do the balance. Try that check again, basically as another action.
Can you not normally do that, or?
I think you can, let's see. Ground. No, I don't see anything that would say that you can't do that again. Basically, right now, you rolled a fail, so you're currently flat-footed, and you're basically stuck in that square because you have to use all of your stuff.
Right.
If it's a crit fail, you would fall off. But that 24 will 100% succeed and do up to. So basically, the balance normally would let you move along a narrow surface as well with this action too. So you critically succeed. You twirl yourself around, do this thing. You're a little bit off balance at first, but then use your tail as leverage and use everything you've got to balance on there in a full fencer's fighting pose. So I'll say that does give you the panache, and is as part of that action. If you wanted to move, you could.
So I could run along the fence here and get to the spider.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
And then try to do. How much is the confident finisher? The incredibly visible attack. Yeah, I'm gonna do the confident finisher since I have panache.
All right.
I suppose.
So you go, kind of flip around.
And then I will do a claw attack.
All right. Ooh, 24. Nasty.
Why didn't you do the damage?
All right, that is just a success with that strike.
Okay, yeah. So basically, it's just if I fail, I still do half damage. That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know why it didn't. There you go.
All right, 8 points of damage to that spider.
Yeah,
Spider's
8 slashing.
Not looking good. So you go there and just claw down at the spider from on top there, still maintaining your balance as you strike against it. All right, that's Orash just hopping up there, doing some cool swashbuckler shit. Fabian.
Okay. I am going to move here
Do
first so I can
you
actually try and
get-
see something.
Precision damage,
Is that work?
or is that
Yeah,
built into your
I was
macro?
thinking that I don't think the 8 included
'Cause
any precision damage.
plus
I'm
3
gonna,
is probably.
you know what? This turn I'm gonna use my full turn to get over here.
Okay,
So we're
How did-
flanking, although you're kind of flanking on a fence, but
sure, that'll work. All right,
that'll set me up for next round.
Oh, that should do 2d6 precision damage.
Yeah,
Is that how that works?
I think so.
Yeah, for some
I
reason.
had in the back of my mind that was the thing. So I think when you have panache, you're kind of like a rogue almost.
It's precise strike is where they say that finishers do extra damage.
Another fact that would apply your precise strike damage.
When you have panache and you strike with an agile or finesse melee weapon, blah 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 blah, you deal 2 addition precision damage. If it's part of a finisher, the additional damage is 2d6 instead.
Oh, so I get 2d6 extra damage on top of that?
You sure do.
Yeah,
Wow, nice.
nice.
That's what makes finishers worth using.
Yeah.
Uh,
And when you use a finisher, though, do you lose your panache?
You do lose
panache. The panache. It,
Okay.
yeah, consumes it.
All right, so that's an extra 9 points of damage. So, Fabian, I will let you choose to do your turn if you want.
Oh, is it dead?
Because Lars just bounces on top and just basically skewers the guts from inside the spider and rips it off the fence and just goes, and then legs go curling back up on the ground as Arshus just
Okay.
absolutely destroys the hell out of the spider.
Sorry to steal your.
So
thunder.
to cross over the fence, is that a action or is it just like a movement acrobatics or how does that work?
So it would be an athletics check as part of your movement to kind of like vault this low fence.
Yeah, because I can move here on my first turn. I'd like to try and hop over the fence on my next movement.
Sure, go ahead and make that athletics check.
Okay, here we go. Don't fail me now.
Oh
Build you now.
Sad.
So you're like, I
I
got this.
don't.
Meow. Yeah, you go and like grab on with some claws to the fence, and the fence boards just fall completely over. Unfortunately, you fall as part of your second move action, flat on your back. These fence boards kind of on you, and you are prone by the fence.
Oh my god. Okay.
It's like those videos of those cats.
I
when
can
they
attack
miss the
while
jump.
prone though. I think.
I think so. I think it's just like a -2 or
It's
something.
a -2.
A -2 here, just -2 from this. Plus, oh,
All right, from on the ground.
Is
You're
that
like,
12?
I got this. So 12 on the ground. Unfortunately, will not do it.
Yep.
So-
Warsh just looks so cool jumping up on the fence, stabby stabby,
Oh man, I want to do that.
Mm.
and I just made a clown of the situation.
Oh.
Oh, oh, because you clown. You a clown, boy. So, unfortunately, you try to stick out the spider to no avail. So we are back up to Faith.
So sad. He is a sad clown.
I am. I am. Remember,
No
at first I fall
thanks.
into the river, and
That's true.
now I break the fence.
I can move through a ally square, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna keep asking you this question. I'm gonna move to here, and then
Just hop over me.
just hop over you, basically.
Just use my my body on the ground as a stepping stool.
So I'll make my athletics check.
Sure.
13. Ooh.
13. Okay, so you use the boards that are currently on Fabian's face to kind of like spring up, and Fabian's like, and kind of squishes a little bit. So you manage to get up over there, but that ends your movement there. And I will say you're kind of flat-footed for a sec because you're trying to jump over the fence.
Okay, second action. So am I on the fence?
You are just past it, but you have to
Okay.
you're a little flat-footed right now.
So second action. I'm going to move to here.
Okay.
Does this count as flanking, even though Petra's on the fence, or behind the fence?
Yeah, because it's really kind of on top of the fence, so I will say this is
Okay.
flanking at this point.
Okay.
So it is flat-footed.
So then I'm gonna flurry.
All right, come behind it.
So first punch.
Even flanking does manage to kind of skitter onto the wall and skitter out of the way.
I clicked on attack number 2, but I got that before. Yeah, miss.
7, not so much. You kind of like reaching up at the spider, but the spider skitters out of the way, back and forth.
It seemed like a really good idea at the time.
Horatio.
I'm gonna cast Daze.
Okay. So the spider, go and make a will save.
Hoping spiders are not willful.
Passes. So take
2 damage.
Mental damage. So the spider still kind of frizzes out a little bit, but still remains.
Third action, I might as well cast Shield.
Sure. All right, Petra, you've got a spider next to you.
Okay. I'm gonna put my Nagus potency on my sword, and then I'm going to attack.
Sword glows with magic. +1 to attack.
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta look at something real quick.
What kind of armor do Maguses get?
I think she has medium armor. Can't remember.
I don't know. Long sword +1.
All right, it's a 19, and because you're flanking, even more so, you hit and strike into it, and you see kind of as the sword glows for a moment, you skewer it up through its belly and fling it off of your longsword. The spider flops down behind you,
Okay.
dead before it can attack and try to eat you.
It just says I have a breastplate, which, I don't know, is that medium?
I think it is.
That is medium.
Alrighty. For defeating these spiders, you all get not that one. 80 experience points.
So close.
Real close.
We're gonna level up from opening this door.
Is there still buzzing sounds?
Yes, as you all are close to this door, there are plenty of buzzing sounds inside.
I get
I
up.
was hoping that the spiders were doing the buzzing for whatever reason.
They're buzzing spiders.
Oh,
You
I
who
can only be
knows?
so lucky.
Is there any? Now that I know the netting is actually webbing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can I? My nature's not that great. Can I examine it to see if there's any like spider eggs or anything, or?
Sure. What's your perception bonus?
5.
You look through and you don't see any eggs or anything like that. It doesn't seem like. I mean, you're not great at nature, but they don't seem that old of spider webs. You know, they seem pretty, clean webbing. If that's a thing.
It doesn't say some pig or anything.
Does not say some pig. Unfortunately, it's not one of them spiders.
From up on the fence, could I see like bodies in the garden or something like that?
What's
Like,
your
in
perception
case
bonus,
the
Orshus?
villagers? It is a 6.
Okay. Oarshus, you look through there. You kind of confirm what Faith is looking at, that the spider webs look fairly recent. You do not find any bodies or anything else in the garden. There's a hoe and a rake kind of leaned up against one side that seem to have tipped over. Other than that, it's just pumpkins and other vegetables and that kind of thing in this garden. A few plants and flowers over on one side. But no bodies to note. Or earth, it seems, I mean, there's tilled earth in that, there's the garden plants and whatnot, but Nothing else besides.
Does the door have a lock on it?
You look at these double doors. You do not see a lock on it.
Okay. And you guys said the other door was locked? Or couldn't be opened?
It didn't open.
Did not
There
open.
was-
Horatio tried to use the mage hand and didn't
Some
work.
resistance to my spell. It could be locked, it could be stuck. The spell can't handle much weight resistance.
We want to try this door, or do you want to try the front door again?
Just
I don't
open
know if
that
it
one.
matters.
We're already here.
Yes.
I don't want to wait and
combat-
see if you guys can make it over the fence first, but
Outside of combat, it is easy enough to just carefully get over the fence.
Well, I just walked through the gap that Fabian caused.
yeah, there's that. You just kind of can slip through now.
Has Fabian
welcome.
gotten up from that position, or
I think Fabian has.
Yeah.
Removed the prone
Yes,
condition.
I did not. You're all welcome for the hole.
just don't squish the pumpkins. It's almost pumpkin time. It's almost decorative gourd season. I mean,
Is it?
decorative fucking
Yeah,
gourd season.
motherfuckers.
when is decorative gourd season in this?
Right now, do you open the doors?
You can open the door.
All right, you all go to these double doors and open them. This spacious chamber is 2 stories high and has a well-fitted stone floor. In the center of the space, a millstone grinds away, rotated by a wooden shaft projecting through the north wall. A second level of the house overlooks this room from the west, and a table and 4 chairs are visible from the top of a sturdy ladder. A double door leads east. A massive wasp's nest hangs from the ceiling in the center of the room. Bzzz, and as one large group sees the door open, light spilling out onto the mill floor, they all descend in mass in your direction. Everybody roll perception for initiative!
Cartoon style? Do they form like an arrow shape and zoom in?
They show, yeah, like these angry eyes forming the swarm, and then they point directly at you with this big hand, and then come swarming off in your direction.
Oh no. I was just not prepared for the obvious bees. Wasps, hornets,
Obvious bees.
Beats?
Beats.
bees.
All right. So this massive swarm begins to descend in your direction. Fabian, what do you do from the back?
That's a good question. What do I do from the back? I'm gonna use my first action to get here so I can actually see. Oh, I still can't see what's going on.
Yeah, there's a weird
Is there anything in the way?
wall. Light
Yeah.
wall. Vision blocky thing.
Vision blocky thing.
Vision blocky thing.
No.
I hate
I
those.
can see it from back here.
Oh, I'm right inside. And I'm like, it's still black.
Maybe
Is
it's
it
just-
is it a light thing? Can I see
It's right
because I
there.
have dark vision?
Ah, yeah, that might be it. Because I have dark vision, I can see everything.
Oh. Well,
I don't,
I
but I can
can't.
see in.
But I
Like,
don't. I
can
don't think.
see
Do
to
you have
this
a?
square.
I don't know.
it is daytime, so I'll turn on daylight mode.
Oh
There
my
you go.
god! It's
It's
bees.
like daylight.
Bees!
Jesus.
Yes, it is the daytime, so you can see it.
Surprise! The Miller is Oprah.
Sarah Hofton.
Well, I will use my next action to get here, and then I'm going to attack.
All right. The cat charges into the swarm of wasps.
Bold, Fabian.
Woocha.
You're behind me, right?
Oh! That is a crit.
I have to redeem myself.
Nice.
So the cat goes charging valiantly in, trying to redeem yourself from the horrible
Oh,
goofs and
that's a
gaps
high
before.
roll on both.
Absolutely.
That's right. Threes
So
across the
you
board.
go in and do 14 points of piercing damage to this thing. Okay, interesting. All right. You go and skewer several of these wasps. You see them kind of a few flying out of the air as you go and go to destroy them.
And now they're going to destroy me.
Welp.
Well, we'll see.
Yes. So you come in to attack the swarm, and the swarm is going to come into you and use its swarming stings upon you. So I need you to make a reflex saving throw, Fabian.
That's my best one, right?
Oh, wow. That 25 succeeds. So, you only take 5 points of piercing damage.
Only.
Well, it could have been a lot worse, apparently.
Yeah, it probably would have downed me otherwise.
So they are going to do that, and then they are going to... So basically this contingent goes and stings Fabian. You kind of like are swatting away at it, using the rapier just to kind of swat away. It seems that they notice the door then and start going through the door and out into the garden over there.
Oh, no.
So they are just now swarming out into the garden, enveloping Marion and Faith. But then that is all that they can do for their turn. So, Faith, you are in the swarm. What do you do?
I'm gonna move out of the swarm. If I'm here, am I flanking with Petra, or I guess technically with Horatio?
With Horatio, yeah. And Petra, both of them.
Either of those will be flanking, so I am flanking.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna do a key strike flurry of blows.
All right.
So key strike number 1. That would be a 26.
Against a 5-footed AC. Because they're flat-footed, it's a crit.
So it's
So
20. Well, it's 14 bludgeoning and 8
8
force, if it matters.
force. It does. Okay. Math. Doing some math on this one. You go and kind of go back and rear, and the force of the punch and seems to do the most damage as it like sends a few wasps careening into each other that fall out of the air. And they seem pretty unhappy about that.
Well, okay, I got one more of those, and then that's it. So
B punch.
B punch. I think a 5
Critical
misses.
fail. Yep. So the other fist, the non-skull fist, you kind of follow it up with is just kind of like, you get stung on that wrist. It hurts a lot. So Faith does B punch.
Oh, I do have
You get
another move.
One more action, yeah.
I'm gonna step back, actually.
Faith kind of takes a guarded step back.
Well, not a guard step. I don't guard.
But like you're still in like a guarded position, right? When you do it, you're still like boxer pose.
Sure. Yeah, I take a guarded 20-foot step.
There you go. Marion, onto you. The wasps engulf you.
Everybody
Bees!
spread out.
Bees.
Yeah, I moved to where Faith was, and
It's a good place to be.
I draw my dagger, and I'm going to flail. I'm going to flail at the bees.
Sure, fly with the bees.
Does a 13 hit them flat-footed?
Flat-footed, unfortunately, a 13 does not hit.
Dang. That's my turn.
Okay, Marion flails around at some bees. Petra. Technically, it wasn't really that long that you went straight for the door, so I'll say you still have a couple rounds left on your Magus Potency weapon focus.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I was going to do something...
I say this is one of 2 rounds you have remaining on it.
Okay, otherwise I was going to do something quick, but right now I'm just going to... I'll hit with my sword.
You can put the spell on the sword if you want to.
Yeah, put the spell on the sword, and then put the sword in the bee.
So
And
I
put
was...
the bird and the bee on the wasp.
I was gonna put shocking grasp on my sword.
You can do that.
But then I won't be able to.
Do you have a force spell? That'd be great.
I don't.
Just saying.
Unfortunately, since I'm like half melee, half. Do I? I don't think so. Right. No, I don't think so.
There is always fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, fire is good for bees.
Fire good. Fire good bees.
Could do fire.
Up to you, or you could beef it up with that shocking grasp.
Yeah.
Beef it up.
Ah!
Yeah. The only downside is that I can't do shield. But you know what? It's fine. It's
You don't
fine.
need shield.
Okay, I'm gonna do
Kinda
shocking
shield.
grasp. I'm gonna hit.
All right. So you cast shocking grasp into the sword. The sword cackles with electricity, and you go to make your strike. So you make just your
We'll see.
normal longsword attack first. Still with that +1 with Magus potency.
Yeah. I don't know. This might be like completely failed, but like I'm just gonna try it anyway.
Hey, it lasts until the end of your next turn. So if you miss this time, you can try again next round.
Let's see.
But a 26, because you are flanking with Marion, distracting it with flailing dagger, you do manage to crit on that longsword. So go ahead and cast your spell, and it will take the next worst step for its effect when you crit on the melee attack. So that starts off with 20 points of slashing damage. And then, oh my god.
19 electricity damage.
Shit, okay. It's
So
20
that crits.
slashing.
Are they wearing metal armor?
Are the wasps wearing metal armor?
And they're metal bees.
No.
They don't have like little metal like.
Metal
Well,
jacket wasps? Well, that would be sick as fuck. No, they're not. These are just wasps. Okay, so they try to make a
No, that's an attack.
oh, it's an
It's
attack
an
roll
attack
spell.
roll. She rolled a 17.
Fuck.
So it's like 30.
Fuck.
That is 58 points of
Oh
damage.
my god.
Whoa! I was not expecting that.
Holy shit. Yeah, that's they can't do anything about that additional 38 points
That's
of electricity
payback
damage.
for the crit the multiple times you crit.
You basically take your sword, run the lightning all across it, and as you all see this badass woman, this tiefling, with a lightning sword held above her hands, the shadows go long and deep up over the pumpkins, larger than it should be, as she... and the lightning strikes out and forms this huge lattice work of lightning that strikes between all of the wasps in turn. And each one of them, just in one fell motion, falls down. And the entire swarm is super dead from all of that.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Just devastated by Petra's attack.
Well, that's like I'm like one and done on that though, because I can do that, but I can do that like once
That's
until I like.
the one big shot you got is that, but it
Yeah, I mean, I guess
absolutely
Maguses are like high risk, high reward. You either you can double fail
Oh
2 in
yeah.
a row or double crit.
Yeah.
Yep.
If I was like, am I gonna like waste this?
All right.
I'm just gonna look at Petra. Holy shit, Petey!
Well, I helped.
I feel probably like a little bit like dizzy because like or like a little like taken aback because part of it's like my shadow's probably coming back into me and I'm just like kind of like shaking it off.
For defeating that swarm in such
Wow.
spectacular fashion, you each get
Not
120
know I could do
experience
that.
points.
128.
120. Yes. Which I believe will
So,
put
Wow.
you at level
what
2
happened
for
to the
next
don't
extra
have-
80?
80 XP.
It goes up.
80? We have 80 XP and we're level 2.
Yep.
A
Do we
bell
level
when we sleep?
somewhere. A
Do
bell.
we have to take a long rest or?
You will level up after the session. So
Okay.
Cool.
for
Okay.
next session, you'll be level 2.
All right.
We have still have a little bit left if you want to explore anything. It seems that when you get into the mill here, it appears to be empty. There is this ladder up to the northwestern corner here, up to this little ledge, and you can just kind of barely see over the ledge here. There's like a railing, and there appears to be some chairs and a table. So you can climb up the ladder if you would like to.
I'm gonna climb up the ladder.
All right. Faith just...
I am a wizard. I would like to do wizard things.
Okay. You send out a pulse.
And I'll just take the action and continue casting it to make sure I get it.
Sure.
Building.
You do get a pulse of magic. So it just tells you that, yes, there is magic in the area.
Some kind of magic here.
Are there like any like I don't know, could I search for like trap doors or like
Sure. What's your perception bonus,
cabinets?
Petra?
I don't know. My +3? My perception bonus?
Yep. +3. So Petra, you're kind of looking around at the mill. There's this kind of still this clunk, 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 clunk sound as the mill gears are operating and turning the large milling stone around there. Other than that, you see the door from the other side, that it appears to be shut. There's like a bolt that's into the wall there. So you notice that the door over here to the south is bolted shut from the inside. Other than that, don't really see any other, doors or strange things there. You can see there's a window over in this corner over here by the barrels, but same thing, kind of opaque. There's there's like a pan that's underneath this big stone, and barrels over here. It looks like it is meant for catching grain, but is currently empty. So no one has used this mill for a little bit, at least.
Sounds like a thing you might expect in a mill.
Yeah, and right above that, there is this huge wasp's nest that just now sits there empty.
Ooh, can I try to break it down and look inside?
Sure. You can take a moment to just kind of like...
Oh, maybe.
You break the wasp nest, comes kind of tumbling down and breaks open, and just looks empty. There's just this kind of like caves and whatnot in there. You can kind of tell that it doesn't seem like too firmly attached. Like it hasn't spread out a lot. It's just this one cluster of a wasp nest stuck to the ceiling, or was stuck to the ceiling.
I will step on all of the little larvas and eggs. No, thank you.
Make sure no more wasps come.
So it's a table and chairs.
Mm-hmm.
This is
There's
something.
a door. Yep.
The door that goes.
Goes to the south. Yeah, in front of that square where you are right there. So there's a door here, and then there's a door over here as well.
I'm going to check the other door.
I'll check
All right.
this door first.
All right. Faith opens this door around the same time that Marion opens this door. So Marion, you are looking into a bedroom. You see that it's a fairly small bedroom, but that there are these paintings on the wall, kind of on the western wall by the bed, that you see there are these kind of, somewhat cartoonish paintings of a hydra, a manticore, a centaur, and a phoenix, as well as kind of some clothes draped over a chest in the corner that look to be some dresses, some like a scarf, a hood, and whatnot, kind of draped over the bedroom over here. Faith, you look down in that room, and you see that there are several vases up on a shelf, and there are dried flowers kind of sitting in there. You see down in the corner to the southwest, there is a large, heavy armoire that has fallen over. So it's this big piece of furniture that has fallen face first down on there. So you're kind of looking at the back of it. And then you see this bed. Faith, what is your perception bonus?
5.
Okay. Faith, you...
Wait, no. Oh. I haven't leveled up yet. It says 6. So that's only because I changed the level on my character sheet.
Oh, yep. Your level. We'll go with your level 1 perception bonus. 5.
It'll be 6 at the end of the session.
Ooh. So you kind of look and can see that there's like this sand, like this very small like grains of sand that are kind of around the armoire, just like a few, like wherever it crashed, and you hear just a little bit of a thud from the armoire.
I'm gonna go to the armoire and I'm gonna attempt to lift it up.
All right.
Onto the normal what would normally be the bottom. I want to be right side up.
Sure.
I want the bottom to be on the bottom. And athletics check.
It is an athletics check.
I'm super good at those. See?
22. All right. You all see Faith kind of like, and that skull on the back of your hand just glows brightly for just 1 second. You just feel this surge of energy do and lift this armoire up. So what happens is the armoire goes up. You can see that the doors were open from the lower side. So when it gets stood up, it reveals this pile of sand, and like wallowed in that sand and now scurrying furiously and getting up is a small little creature that is winged, kind of has this wispy, smoky stuff coming from its hair, kind of, this little flighty, small, large nose, little pointy featured creature that's looks up at you and goes to just kind of like blast a bunch of wind in your direction. So...
I was
Is it our friend the Wind Method?
Maybe.
I can make a check on that later.
Sure. Where'd it go? Oh, yeah, it's in here. Let's see. It is going to blow just like a bunch of sand and grit in your direction. So
Sand.
That's going to be a reflex save for you, Faith. A 14, unfortunately, is not enough. So you take 7 points of slashing damage as this grit and sand just comes right blowing in your face. And then you see this little creature here just absolutely go to the window, crash through the window, and start flying away as fast as it can. You have a chance to react, but it gets, let's see. It is another, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So it's another 40 feet from the window. So it's 60 feet from the window by the time it scrambles up and starts flying off in that direction. So Faith, I'll say, do you want to respond to this thing just blasting and then going out the window?
So it's in the air though, right?
Yeah, it is flying now, and you can just see it. It's going off and making a beeline in a certain direction, 60 feet.
I mean, I'm just gonna try to get the sand out of my eyes because I got nothing I can do.
Okay. The rest of you kind of step in a second later as Faith is like, jeez, you got like this grit and stuff. It's in your mouth too, in your nose, as you just kind of like, but the rest of you can up there, so Arashisk, Petra, and Ratio, you can see this little creature start flying out through the window and flying away.
I'm gonna run to the window and see if I can't get a bearing on which direction it's trying to go in.
Sure, that is a survival check.
I figured as soon as I said the word bearing.
Which I think we determined none of us have trained.
So 15. Oarchisk, being keen of mind and, being a lizard folk, there's kind of this innate sense of tracking and whatnot. So you kind of see what direction it's going in, and you can kind of pinpoint, that it is flying, making kind of a beeline in a certain direction, kind of to the south, is what you would say. And since you guys are on the north side of town, south-southwest, so it seems to be going this very distinct certain direction, over the houses and whatnot, makes its way. You follow it for a while until you can't see it anymore, and it is going just a beeline to the southwest.
Is there anything over there, like a forest or?
It's a little bit outside of town, so it would be kind of where these farms were, not the middle of Abberton, but a bit on the outskirts.
I see.
So you do that. Everyone gets 10 experience points for determining that.
Ooh.
Can I do a recall knowledge? If it is an elemental, I can do Arcana.
Sure. What's your Arcana bonus?
7.
7. Okay. Yes. So you're fairly certain that this is an mephit, one of these simple, small elemental conjurations and whatnot. And this is probably of the air variety, seeing as it was able to blow this sand and then fly very quickly away.
What's an elemental doing here?
Everything else has been possessed animals, or not necessarily possessed, but this doesn't really fit the pattern, right?
They're magically impelled.
Primal magic can summon elementals, so not entirely strange.
Okay. Is there anything in the armoire besides the sand?
You look, and it seems that is just a huge pile of sand and grit. You can kind of move some of the sand to the side and see some clothes buried underneath it. But that's, most all that you can tell from what was in the armoire previously.
Is there still magic?
Yes.
There's still some kind of magic here. I wouldn't want to take it if it belongs to them, but
Check under the bed.
maybe a clue.
I check under the bed.
You look under the bed, and there is a box, a strong box underneath the bed.
There we go.
Well,
I'm gonna point to it, I guess.
I'm gonna look under the kid's bed.
You look under the kid's bed. In the other room, there is no strong box underneath there. There is a painting set that seems to be kind of messy, and some of the paints, the brushes aren't very well taken care of. But there's a painting set under there.
Cute kid.
Do you want me to try to open the strongbox?
It could be theirs, and unrelated, but
if unrelated, we can just lock it again. right?
Exactly. Here, let me unlock that for you.
If they have a diary that says, "Dear diary, this person is my enemy and might come to kill me," that would be good to know.
Exactly. We need to know.
Yeah.
I wave my journal at them as I say this.
in my
Yes,
head, I'm just picturing
for
Fabian
the good of them.
face planting into the river and then face planting into the fence, and now he's like, "Oh, let me unlock that. I know exactly how to do that."
Hey, I unlocked the ringmaster's cabin, no problem.
Yeah, he's done well on lockpicking so far.
Fabian, you can attempt a thievery check if you would like.
Nice.
That's a critical success, which I believe counts as 2 successes, if I'm not mistaken. Hang on. This is important. Let's see. You pick a lock. Critical success. You achieved 2 successes. All right. Sure enough, one thing Fabian's real good at is breaking and entering, as you just kind of like, and the box opens. Inside, you see a large number of silver pieces. There is jewelry and other like small little heirlooms and little things like that. And then you see this very finely and neatly folded and tucked away scarf of this woven silk. And there's little tiny golden bells all along the fringe. These little like miniature bells.
Oh, it's empty. Just kidding. I'll show the others.
So, no clues.
Is anything in it magic? I'll check with. I think I have.
Can you focus it like that?
I don't have read aura. I didn't take it today.
So the magic still goes off as you open this box. So
can I identify any of these items that might be magical?
Identify everything.
Sure. What is your...
I'm a wizard. It's what I do.
Sure.
7.
What... Arcana is +7?
A bed of sleeping +1.
Okay. You can tell that there is a magic about the scarf. And you see that it's... has the bells, each one of them, as they kind of jingle, there's a bit of, music and melody that flows into them. So you can tell that this is a scarf that can be used for dancers and other performers to enhance their ability to dance and move along with music and rhythm. There's just a little bit of magic in there that makes it so that they're able to, flow along with the music just a little bit better.
Well, that would be really handy for somebody who happens to works at a circus.
Fascinating.
I
Perhaps
wonder
we should,
why the miller would have it, though.
perhaps we should ask to purchase it at some point, and I put it back in the box.
Maybe we can convince them it's a reward for finding them.
Mm-hmm.
But how
Well, we have to find them first.
Yes.
And then we convince them.
Can I relock the
And then we
box
can take
for
it.
them?
If they're still...
You certainly can. You can just kind of like...
Like, if you
Yeah,
happen
once
to
we're
have
done
any
with it.
magical scarves, that would be a great reward for this rescue. Just saying.
All
It
right.
doesn't have to be a scarf, any kind of magical clothing item.
As Fabian closes the lockbox and kind of sighs a little bit, puts it back in its respectful place, you all take one more gander through and just kind of thoroughly case the joint. Find that you can find no other thing here at the Hofton Mill, no sign of tracks, no other entrances or exits, no other rooms here. You've fully explored it by this point. So as Arshisk takes one last look to where that method goes, and the team exits Hofton Mill, still searching for the miller and her family. We'll find out if they find them next time. Really playing games. The Extinction Curse.